And we are off. Looks like we got a couple people heading to Link's house.
Tairr taking the sanctuary route first. That's interesting. Oh, Jet carrying that heavy sign all the way down. And it's a good strat. Gets this tree pull right away. See what's behind the tree. Just a bunch of arrows.
We got everybody heading down to talk to good old uncle. Let's see what he's got for us. Just a couple of bombs. Yeah, my uncle used to give me firecrackers as a child too. It's all good. And of course we get the shield.
So Tairr's taking a pretty different route from all the other runners. He's going for some bomb drops in these bushes down here. It's a good way. You need some bombs to get through a lot of the chests in Kakariko. So it's a viable strategy, and sometimes it pays off and works out a little bit better.
Yeah, it looks like it's paying off for him. He got 3 of them in pretty quick succession. So see how that goes for him. Oh, I believe that was gloves in the race.
Wow, gloves.
Everybody running in here to check and see if Ag 1 is required. And I didn't. It looks like it's just
$20.
Yep, just $20.
So Aghanim, not necessarily required yet. Could happen, but that's the most obvious way to check right away.
So you got $50 in the mushroom spot and $20 in the lair. I missed what was in the back of the bar. Did you happen to catch that?
No, I wasn't looking at that screen, to be honest, but we'll see that again soon once these other runners get there.
Oh yeah, this is pretty standard to go ahead and just clear Kakariko at the very beginning, so we'll get to see it again. Bar was trash. Thank you very much for that, Tenchi. Good to know. See what Blind's been hoarding in their basement.
Oh, interesting. Tairr's picking up more bombs from this bottom hut.
Looks like Blind has been. Yep, that was Kane. Shield and what looked to be the. I can't tell if that was a fire rod or the ice rod. The quality is a little bit messed up on my screen. I'm trying to get it fixed right now.
Chat's saying fire rod and fire shield both. A lot of red items in this this little hut here. And a big red heart too, just to top it all off. Ooh, fat stack.
And I believe
magic powder at the bottle vendor.
Also appeared to be the third shield in the well, so they're gonna have their riot shield straight from the get-go.
That is the earliest mirror shield I've ever seen by far. That's pretty nuts. Well, they won't have any trouble with the laser bridge way later in the run if that comes up.
Oh, definitely not. And looks like we got some dust from the bottle vendor. making quick use of that excellent amount of money they got straight out the gate. So. So, given the current setup what we got here, how do you think this is going to go? I'm thinking we are a hammer away from a Dark World run. What do you think?
Yeah, I think so. The way it's panning out, I'm thinking hammer will probably come later, but I don't know. You never know with randos. We'll see.
And it looks like Number and Jet are going to get their mitts on the gloves. Same with Jade.
Tairr's able to route in this this back of escape because he got his gloves really early. So that's a nice little thing for him.
And apparently paying attention to other screens, I seem to have missed it, but chat gladly filled me in here. It looks like the sword is in the library.
Wow. So, boots locked for at least one of the upgrades.
I don't believe Tairr did the Uncle part of escape. The first shield was in the chest by Uncle.
It looked like Tairr was trying to do that those dark rooms there without. I mean, he could have done it with the fire rod and hit the lantern, but he decides just to leave and do that later.
Would have been highly difficult.
Wouldn't be surprised to see one of our other runners do it. We'll see what Jet decides to do here.
Looks like back of escape, not holding all that much. Neither with the chest inside the dam here. Let's see if the outside holds anything special. Just a piece of heart. Onwards to Mini Moldrum Cave. I am actually rather impressed with how synced up three of our runners are here right now.
Yeah,
Granted,
they're all on the same screen.
Oh yeah, granted now Jet is opting to do front of escape. We'll see what we get out of that.
Seeing some Kane strats.
Numberplay doing the good old bulldozer strategy here.
Ooh, another sword.
There's our first sword right there. That means Master Sword or above will be in the library at this point.
And a fat stack of rupees too. That's that makes Zora very easy here if they want to sequence break with the whirlpool there. It's not actually a sequence break to get to Zora because they have glove. But
this is very true.
The shortcut is, you know, kind of a sequence breaky way to get there.
But hey, if it saves time, it saves time.
Gotta go fast.
Speaking of which, when are we going to get our Sanic sprites? Jet opting to ignore that key drop, so I'm assuming they do not plan on getting to the dark room chest from the rear. They're going to possibly wait and go through the front, either attempt the dark room blind or wait till they get a lantern.
Yeah, and I haven't paid attention to the exact items, but it may be a key or a map in that chest.
No, map was in the sanctuary, and they picked up a key in the back. We got a bug net on Tairr back in the Ice Rod Cave.
And Tairr the only one to actually check that cave. Everybody else skipped it.
Our good friend the hobo is going to have just $20. How are you going to take a homeless man's last little bit of money?
Yeah, that was all his money. I love when he has the 300 rupees because you're like, man, why are you living under this bridge?
Don't think Numberplay realizes that you need to have the Moon Pearl to pull off that trick, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, he seems a little confused here, unfortunately. But yeah, this is the trick he's trying to do is a water walk that you can set up with the Moon Pearl by just going through that waterfall cave twice with the fake flipper glitch. But unfortunately, he's just he just learned that today that he needed Moon Pearl.
And so we just got a heart container on the ledge, so I'm sure that most of our runners are going to just straight up ignore that. And let's see what life lessons are going to be learned today.
Ooh, bad investment in Zora there. 480 rupee loss, just like that.
Dark Room of Escape, we're being told, is a heart container. Thank you, Magic Tairr.
So everybody's just kind of walking over each other's footsteps right now.
Yeah, everyone's just kind of retracing. The one place we haven't seen yet is, of course, our good friend, Sriracha.
Yeah, I imagine a Sahashala Eastern Palace play will happen for somebody.
Definitely seems to be the play to make, and I feel that whoever does it first is going to possibly gain a nice little lead. Tairr picking up his riot shield.
I still can't believe how early they have mirror shield. It's so funny. They reflect everything.
I have had plenty of seeds where I never even see the mirror shield, much less the fire shield, and here we are seeing it within the first 5 minutes.
Yeah, I'd say most of my seeds I don't see the mirror shield. It's like really rare for me. And here it is in the first 5 minutes. That's randos for you. So Jet is going to Ice Rod. Gonna get his bug net.
Yup.
Can sometimes come in handy if you really need that fairy, but typically doesn't happen too often.
Like we got Jade making the play for EP.
Yeah, we'll see what's in the back of Shakalaka's hut.
Shovel, mitts, and boots.
Wow, he was hoarding some good stuff.
He was hiding some stuff back there, let me tell you what. Also, we haven't got a map check yet, have we?
I haven't seen one.
Jet is hot on Jade's heels, and we're going to see what they're doing next here.
The divergence. Say we're Jade opting to just leave, check some other stuff. Well, it looks like Jet's going to go to Eastern Palace.
Jet's going to Eastern. Looks like Jade is checking out the King's Tomb and probably Bonk Rock while they're at it.
Oh, Moon Pearl.
But sad to say, Jade's play was the play to make.
Yeah, that's great. It'll put him, you know, he can go straight to Dark World here if he wants to.
Getting some heads up from the chat here from Sandras. Looks like Desert Palace is green, Hera is a red crystal, and EP is also 5 EP. So EP and Hera are red crystals then? Is that what I'm hearing? Or no? Oh, no, I think EP is just a regular crystal. My apologies. For Aime, the boots were in the back of Sarsarilla's hut. Okay, EP is Crystal 5. So we got both of our red crystals in the light world. Very, very nice.
That's nice and easy to remember.
Apologies to our trackers, who I just noticed changed it based on what I said. Nope, both light world crystals are red. Oh, sorry, Hera is red pendant. I need to learn how to, you know, read chat sometimes.
Well, Numberplay play him fire a little bit there, but he gets in there so he can get this heal. Yeah, that was close
makes
though.
A face rod, it takes a look like.
Yep, so both rods have been found by, well, you know, at least Numberplay so far.
Now, technically, at this point in time, Death Mountain is a bit of a sequence break.
Here's a map check. I saw a red crystal on Thieves, and then a blue pendant at Swamp, but I think I missed the other pendant.
I'm going to go back and double check that really quickly.
Numberplay opting to go to Eastern. So although I thought he might go to be the first one to go to the Dark World, looks like probably won't be. Say we're Jade already there.
And it looks like Jet didn't get anything of major value out of EP. Looks like it's just going to be a simple crystal run later on once they get the bow. Numberplay is about to be pleasantly surprised.
Say where Jade, it looked like he was trying to bounce across that gap maybe, but he unfortunately takes a death here. I'm not exactly sure what he was trying to do. But he gets the chest, and there's just a map in there.
And of course, we've already got our good old practitioners of Schadenfreude in the chat here, stating they want bow on pedestal. Looks like Jet's the first, or I'm sorry, Jade was the first to get their hands on the Master Sword. Jet and Numberplay are quickly following up.
A Moogle with a lightsaber. Never thought I'd see the day.
I have seen Stranger Things.
I haven't caught that show yet.
I'm glad you caught my joke before I could finish it. Touché.
Ooh, lantern, big chest of Skull Woods there.
It looks like Tairr taking a fall there. So we've got our light source finally, so we can manage those pesky dark rooms.
Yeah, the scrub saver, as I like to call it.
Hey, I'm one of those scrubs, so.
Oh, me too. Don't worry.
The only dark room I've managed to master is EP, and that's about it. It's like Numberplay finally getting that Moon Pearl and joining Tairr and Jade in the Dark World, as well as Jet. Didn't realize that Jet had the Moon Pearl already as well, but obviously they do. Ice Rod was the old man on the mountain.
Fat stack in the bombable hut. I think we're all good on rupees for this run, that's for sure.
Oh, absolutely. Nobody's hurting for cash now, even after getting that rip-off deal from good old Zora.
Ooh, Jet refreshing his magic from that little bomb, that bombable wall there. You don't see that too often. That's a nice strat to refill your magic.
So, does that mean we are about to see Jet make a play on good old Mothdealer then? Don't believe he'd have a reason not to at this point.
Ah, he's got that sword, so he's good to go. Let's see.
Didn't quite see what Jade picked up there. There seems to be a bit of a hiccup on their stream.
Yeah, Jade losing some frames, unfortunately. Happens to me all the time. Tairr also gonna go to Mothula here.
So I'm sitting here trying to vaguely theory craft where this is going and where it may be heading. With both Desert Palace and Swamp Palace being pendants, there's a decent likelihood that we're not going to see Mirror until late in the game, if at all.
Yeah, potentially not at all.
Yeah, Mirror would technically not be required for this seed.
It always seems to come up in the most inconvenient time for these kinds of seeds where you don't know for sure if it's required. We'll see if that holds true for this time. Oh, and Mothio had the mirror. There you go.
Well, looky there.
That happens to me a lot where I just say, talk about an item, and then all of a sudden it just shows up. So unfortunately, they don't have the book, so they can't get a nice quick pedestal check here.
It's okay. It keeps the hype alive.
Yeah, it's still alive. It's just more suspense for you in chat.
Doesn't seem like we've gotten anything major.
Oh, and Tairr takes a death. That's unfortunate.
Doesn't seem like we've gotten anything quite major out of Thieves Town just yet. Besides, the lamp was in there, correct?
Be careful, Numberplay. Oh, he got it. Jet with his lantern now.
Oh yeah, that's correct. The lantern was in Skullwoods. My apologies. Got that mixed up. Ooh.
Darn, that's unfortunate. He clutched out that part before, but just got hit by one of the goblins. Happens to the best of us.
Yeah, without any early mail upgrades, you have to be careful about what damage you choose to take.
Yeah, especially in the Dark World, these enemies hurt. They can hit you for 2, sometimes 3 hearts, so it's tricky. I believe this is our first blind fight. It's using some cane strats, I like it. Pretty safe way to do the fight.
Considering the lower amount of health, definitely is how I would try to go about it. Now, you gotta have to be careful though. 2 hearts left.
Yeah, he gets hit by one of those heads, it'll be a death. But the little beams should be okay.
Looks like he pulls it off though.
Good stuff, Sailor Jade. And just $50 from blind.
Question is, will Jade now go back and finish off Skull Woods?
Yeah, it's a good question. I have a feeling he won't. I have a feeling he'll go for this South Dark World swing here. Yeah, it looks like that's what he's about to do. Jet already kind of far along it, doing the digging game right now.
I think Jet is trying to chance a hammer before taking a dip into Thieves Town just to avoid having the double dip.
Yeah, that's a safe strat. That chest can be pretty trolly sometimes.
Oh, absolutely. I don't know. Actually, no. Past 2 practice runs I've had, I've gone and cleared Thieves Town with the exception of the chest, which has the last item, and then I've gone down, and twice now in a row, the hammer's been in the hype cave.
Jesus. Yeah. I often just check that whole South Dark World just in case for hammer, if I can. But sometimes it pays off to just do thieves without it.
Getting a hover out of Tairr.
Gotta love the hover. I wish I could do it.
And if Jade had just done Skull Woods, they'd be able to mirror good old Jeremiah back.
Yeah.
Looks like we're going on a Jeremiah World Tour.
Yeah, he's going to get the World Tour.
Looks
He's
like
just being a better tour guide than Jet, who has the mirror.
We got Quake up there on the bumper cave.
Flips at Stumpy. Trying to think what flippers do. They don't do much here. Both.
Well, considering they did sequence, many of them, actually, I believe most of them sequence broke with fake flippers. Yeah, there's not much. I mean, it is going to give access to Ice Palace without having to do the fake flippers glitch. But
yeah, it also gives access to the East Dark World with Pod and those chests because you can take that northern route.
But unless Swamp Palace turns out to be a required dip to complete, not much use out of it.
And it looks like there's a hammer in the hype cave, so you jinx that one as well.
Okay. If no one hears from me again after this stream, it's because I'm calling way too many things out and having them happen to pop up. They're going to weigh me down with cement shoes and throw me in the bay.
But it's great to, see an actually hype cave, you don't see that too often anymore.
Oh, definitely not. Also get a bottle from our little anteater friend at the entrance. Didn't notice that at first. Doesn't seem to be of anything of import on the pyramid.
Casters, please stop spoiling the seed. Yeah, we'll try, There's a little collusion going on here.
I do apologize. I did not realize that today was going to be the day that I developed, ESP. My apologies.
Oh, there's a lot of money in that lunchbox. 300 rupees.
Jade taking Jeremiah on the tour all the way up to the catfish.
I don't even think I've given the frog that big a tour. He's really showing him the world there.
And only 20 bucks for his troubles.
Yeah, unfortunately with no mirror, he can't, you know, check that waterfall. I actually don't think anybody's checked that yet because nobody had Moon Pearl at the time.
Numberplay taking a fall.
So with that hammer and that flippers, that opens up some interesting options. Both Swamp and Ice Palace can be entered, you know, and potentially have some items in them, but they're kind of awkward without a hook shot.
Oh, certainly. And let us not forget at this point, with them having the lantern and the hammer, as well as the mirror, this does open up Light World, Death Mountain East. It's going to be a bit of a trek.
Yeah, I imagine we'll see some runners going there next. It just seems like the cleanest play. Tower of Hera is a pendant, right? If I remember
that
correctly.
is
Yeah, it
correct.
Looks like. Okay. We'll be interested to see if people skip that. It's such a quick clear, most people don't skip it if it's on the way.
There very is little reason not to, especially if they end up their main access to East being mirroring up over Spectacle Rock. There is, in fact, very little reason not to at least dip in there and see if you can grab a couple of quick items.
Right. It's really only that tile room basement key that people typically skip in that scenario.
Yeah, odds are if the rest of the tower remains tile locked, then it'll be a skip. Which could get really trolly if a progression item is up further on.
Oh, I think Jet had the God Pixel on that that one room in Thieves, but then he backed out.
So it looks like Sailor Jade is about to pick up their ice rod here in just a moment. Shadowman 1980 is asking, what is the God Pixel? I'm actually new to that terminology as well.
Okay, so in that one room with the conveyor belts when Jet's in right now, if you set yourself up on that right in the middle of that conveyor belt from the bottom and you dash through, you almost always go through the entire room with one dash and you don't have to move at all. And it's just one pixel that you can really use really well in that room if you are precise enough.
Numberplay having a little bit of trouble in Skull Woods, taking a couple of deaths. Getting an island check real quick. Looks like it is just a heart container. Actually, no. Actually, looking at the amount of money that Jade has, I don't know that Jade did Zora.
Yeah, I don't believe they did. I'm not getting the runners mixed up.
Numberplay filling back up on magic so I can give Mothula the what for this time.
I guess Jet picked up a bottle at some point. He's going to check the sick kid here.
Oh yeah, there was a bottle given by the little anteater guy correctly.
I'm not sure it's say what Jade's up to here. Has he not checked? Okay, it looks like he hasn't checked the Ice Rock Cave. That's where he's headed next, or they're headed.
Numberplay is going to need to take it just a little bit more slowly. They want to make it through here.
Yeah, it's tough room without a without a half magic upgrade or something. You miss 1 or 2 fire shots, and it all goes downhill. So it's tough.
It does look like they are opting to move on and come back to it a little bit later.
Yeah, it gets to a point where you just start getting frustrated, and it's better to just leave it for later. It's not a huge deal.
But sadly, that is going to cost them some time for certain.
Oh, here we go. So Jet's going to go into Ice Palace without the hook shot. Jet being a very seasoned runner, I believe I'm sure he knows the one bomb jump that may be required if it is hook shot locked. So, seems like a good play from them.
Nothing but faith coming from me.
And that often doesn't happen. Usually you can get through the whole thing without hook shot, no problem. With the, the one famous bomb jump.
The only thing to me that is a bit more of a pain without the hook shot is these darn penguinators.
Yeah, he doesn't really have a good strat for this because he doesn't have any of the medallions. That's usually what I opt for if I don't have a hook shot. But he made pretty quick work of that with just Master Sword. So impressive. Say we're Jade opting for Pod. Interesting play. Without Bow, you could get locked out right away.
Doesn't seem to be the case this time around, though.
No, it looks like he's going to be able to check out more there, so that's good. No mirror, unfortunately, though, is slowing them down quite a bit.
Number grabbing their flippers. So now we got 3 of our runners now with flippers. And I got a clean bomb jump right there from Jet.
Well, I like that he just waited up that fire snake there.
There's been one way too many times with me where I just get knocked off by that darn thing after getting a perfect bomb jump. So
I think it's happened to everybody who's ever done that bomb jump. That fire snake can be pretty trolly. Oh, Jet opted to fall down first. That's interesting. So he might be doing... Will he be doing the bomb jump to the south here? No, he's going to do this. Let's see how he does.
And first time trying. Excellent job from Jet on that one.
Yeah, that was really nice. Now, that bomb jump can be very, very helpful when you're hookshot locked out of here. We don't know if Jet is, and it's honestly hard to tell sometimes. But so because he just went for that straight away, so he's gonna get a full clear on this Ice Palace, no problem.
And even with Master Sword, I've got full faith that Cold Stare will pose no issue in this one. And Mushroom, that could be leading to somewhere.
Somehow fungus growing in the ice-covered palace. Go figure.
Getting another bottle out of pod.
Other than that, I don't believe there's been much value in here, unfortunately, for Sailor Jade. Pretty strong gamble to go this early on with other options, but you know, sometimes it pays off.
Now, I was not item counting for Jet, but did Jet get all their items for Ice Palace? Because they just seem to have decided, nah, I'm good, thanks, on the large chest there. Are they just going straight for Cold Stare for the clear?
Yeah, I haven't counted. I believe he might be straining an item, though. It's definitely a big key in one of those chests. But there's 3 chests left he hasn't checked, I think. So I don't know.
Oh, Jet needing to be careful. Down to 3 hearts.
Yeah, he's opting for Master Sword instead of the hammer. A little safer, but it takes takes quite a few hits, so it's... Oh man, this is scary.
Yeah, I'm getting a little bit of anxiety here trying to watch Jet
Yeah,
fight
I'm not
this
even
thing.
playing. When you get one, it slows them all down, so it's helpful.
Oh!
Oh my god. That was clutch.
And looks like we just got 20 rupees from the Bat Cave.
Oh my god. Jet clutched that out. That was impressive. I would have died there 10 times out of 10 times.
Absolutely. Noltec, thank you so much for the subscription with your Twitch Prime for Speed Gaming. Enjoy those emotes, my friend. Got Jade dipping into EP here. Gonna check out what's going on in there. I believe most of our runners actually dipped out after they found what they found in Shahasrala's cave, so I don't think we've seen EP yet, have we?
We have. Jet went there, and he found nothing.
Fair enough, fair enough. Not gonna lie, as my first time commentating, keeping eyes on all 4, a lot more difficult than what I thought it was gonna be.
Oh yeah, this is tough, but I like it. It's fun.
And Silk Soldier also subscribing. Thank you, Silk Soldier.
It looks like Tairr might be our first player to actually go all the way up to Tower of Hera. And he's Death Mountain here. So we'll see what's up there.
Yeah, I'm becoming a little bit more and more confident that the rest of our progression is going to lie in Eastern Death Mountain.
It often does. Yeah, we'll see. Because yeah, Ice Palace only yielded the shroom, and we're yet to see whether that's of any progress at all. Jet opting to leave as well. So yeah, 3 of the 4 runners opting not to check that out. I guess Saber Jade didn't have the mirror, so it wasn't possible for them. But
And it looks like Jet may be about to dip into SP just to see what's going on in there.
that's
No,
I don't think so. Yeah, that'd be a pretty big gamble. I mean, you do have access to 4 chests, but it's quite slow without the hook shot. So it looks like Jet might be going for pod. Yeah. Gonna check Hobo first.
Got Numberplay heading into Ice Palace. And it does appear Hera is not tile locked, so we're going to see odds are a decent enough clear on this, at least until we get the items that they are looking for. Tairr's going to try the bomb jump.
It's
and
not too bad when you
nails
got
it.
the bonk there.
Mickham, you are correct. I do believe that Jet bailed out of Ice Palace without checking the extra chests. So we'll see if that comes back to haunt them.
Yeah, I can't remember what was that cold stare, if it was the big key or if it was an item.
Tairr dashing right through that bubble. Very important person, got places to be.
Interesting routing here from Jet. He took that Dark World mirror route to get to Hobo and then used the opportunity to check the rest of these flipper locked items.
And Tairr sending Trollderm back to whence it came. And just gets a B for their troubles. Number carefully setting up that bomb jump.
Looks good to me.
Oh, just a
not quite.
little
I totally
bit too
jinxed him.
low.
Sorry, Numberplay.
Now, this particular bomb jump right here in Ice Palace, as far as the vertical is concerned, is a pixel perfect bomb jump. The horizontal doesn't matter nearly as much.
I think you have like 3 or 4 pixels on the horizontal, and then yeah, just the one Y pixel that works.
Tairr's taking a coffee break real quick.
Quick, 20 push-ups. Oh no, he jumped off it.
And we just get a piece of candy.
So no value in Tower of Hera at all.
None whatsoever. Quite the time sink. But onwards to East Death Mountain. Let's see if my call yet again bears fruit here.
It's looking good right now, honestly. I mean, there's so many items there now. They have access to Dark World and Light World, East Death Mountain, so... Is that a book up on that one ledge? Might have saw that.
I didn't quite get good eyes on it, so...
Yeah, chat's saying it was, so... Book on the floating island.
Literacy locked behind the hook shot.
It's not locked behind the hook shot. They can actually access that right now.
Oh,
because you just have to bomb your way across and then mirror from the floating island.
I was gonna say I completely forgot they do also have access to East Dark World as well.
Yeah, so I imagine they'll pick up that book and then maybe run over and check the tablet. I see chat spamming silvers. Where were those silvers?
I do believe I missed those.
Another sword upgrade, East Death Mountain.
Oh,
Spiral Cave.
Spiral Cave was the silvers. I've refreshed the stream a couple of times. Mine's still kind of pixelated. Oh, the flute! Brian Bloomerang.
3 blue
everything items. So everything red was in Blind's hut, and everything blue is in Paradox.
That's pretty weird. And then we also had an ether in there, not blue, but good item too. Depending on what Turtle Rock's medallion is, we could see a Turtle Rock play here very soon.
Absolutely. They have everything they need. They have everything they need to clear it. Tairr would be very wise to go check it real quick.
Jet's doing his push-ups, I imagine. That's what everybody does when they sit in this block, right?
Oh, yeah. Let's see if Jade falls for the Hera. Oh, it looks like they are. They're not going to find anything worthwhile in there, sadly.
Yeah, I imagine everybody will go in there. It'll be interesting to see if anybody skips the basement, because the basement does hold an item. But I feel like it's kind of an unpopular thing to skip it, just because it can really bite you back later.
Definitely. And Turtle Rock is going to be Bombos.
No Turtle Rock play yet. Unless these next 6 chests. Or it'll only actually be 3 chests here, because no hook shot.
Nothing out of Super Bunny. Jet's about to grab their silvers and be quite happy that they do. I myself am hoping that we don't see hide nor hair of any more swords for the rest of the game. I'd love to see a Master Sword Ganon fight.
So Tairr, let's see if he does the sequence break here. Yeah, he's going to get this one item here. You can get this if you bonk off those pots. But it's... Oh my god, it's the hook shot. It is not a sequence break at all.
Oh.
Today I learned.
Not at all. It is perfectly reasonable for the hookshot to be sitting right there as long as you have access to boots, and today proved it.
I had no idea that that bonk was in the logic. That's cool.
And we're going to go grab that book.
Yeah, that's just about as trolly as a hookshot location gets, I think.
Oh, but there is our tempered sword, I just noticed, in the bottom of Paradox. Did we not notice that with Tairr?
I noticed it. Tairr, it was just a master sword for him, though, because he's missed a sword upgrade, probably the one in the library, I believe.
Ah,
He
yes.
hasn't checked yet.
Jet finding that delicious candy stash of wonderful blue items.
So much blue.
Tairr does indeed need the library. They just got a book. Maybe if they think to return it, see if there's any late fees involved. Maybe they'll get lucky. We'll see.
Yeah, that book must be way overdue considering where it was. Floating island in the middle of a mountain.
Number taking some damage from one of those ice guys there. He's going into Cold Stare. Fairly low health. Wish him the best.
Just a fat stack of rupees at the ether tablet. His reward for literacy.
Ah, yes, but let us not forget. Well, I mean, now they have flute. That's also out the window. I was going to say the book would have given them access to Desert Palace to check in there, but so does the flute and mirror. So, what?
Yeah, and it's much faster with those 2 items, so I imagine we won't see that being opened with the book.
The only thing I could think then that the book would be really useful for is if Bombos has anything of value.
Yeah, or for a potential pedestals check, depending on how
Tairr
this...
passing up the library. No, Tairr, don't do it. Oh, of course, something a bit more important to do.
Yeah, it's interesting. I wonder if he might have forgot about it. It just seems like that was the best time to check it, but who knows. So now the Mire area is open, and potentially Mire. So, new option we haven't seen yet. Let's see if... Looks like Tairr's going to go there right away.
Nothing but $20 on the ledge there. Yeah, because at this point in time, Mire would be clearable. Now, without a bow, Vit's going to be a delight to deal with, but still doable.
Yeah, especially with just Master Sword that Tairr has, it's gonna be pretty tough. Might cost him to not have picked up that sword in the library if he decides to go to Mire here.
And looks like it's an ether, so we do
It
have
is openable. Tairr also has the option to do desert here, but it being a pendant dungeon, probably the less attractive option, but we'll see where he goes.
So at this point in time, the only thing we are missing for Go mode from Tairr and Jet looks to be the bow and bombos. That's all we need.
Yeah, looks like it. So Tairr opting for a desert check here. It's pretty quick, even though it's a pendant dungeon, you can often find the 2 items very quickly.
Yes, and with the big key right there, we'll see what pops up possibly a little bit quicker. Because this means you won't have to backtrack down this wing. Just do that clean sweep and then mirror out.
Bombos on the head.
Half magic, definitely a worthwhile dip. Definitely.
Yeah, that's a helpful item. And it looks like Jet's gonna check the pedestal, so get hype, chat. Might be a pedestal seed.
Everybody get your hype ready. I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna call it, and if I'm right, you'll see me in the obituaries tomorrow. Bows on the pedestal.
Oh, that's a bold claim.
Oh,
just a little piece of love.
Rip those dreams.
Tairr picks up the bat and throws it in the water. That was hilarious. So it looks like Jet's opting for this mire area as well. They do have the option of swamp at this point, but swamp is such a long and arduous journey. So I don't blame them for doing this first.
Does hold 6 items, but at the same time, mire is clearable, albeit a little bit difficult. It is clearable, and that's one less crystal for them to worry about in the end.
Yeah, and Jet's got that tempered sword, so it's quite a bit easier when you've got that sword. You can do some spin strats. It'll be interesting to see how Tairr goes about clearing Vitreous.
And just a little update as far as the race are going. We have had 2 forfeits so far. Of course, I'm not going to say who, because that's their business, but some people are definitely finding this to be a little bit of a difficult seed. Or maybe it's just an off night. We've all had those off nights where we just go, you know what? I'm not going to finish this one tonight.
Yeah, I've definitely forfeited free seeds before, so I'm not saying this one's free, but it happens to all of us.
Definitely the way it's been lining up, and of course, as Numberplay has shown us, it's definitely been pitting you up against some of the more difficult bosses early with low gear, so it's not been forgiving in that respect.
Yeah, no mail upgrades for any of our 4 runners yet so far, so that's always tough. You know, you get chunked by those Dark World enemies when you don't have blue mail, at least. Yeah, I agree. I think that hook shot was definitely the trolliest item by far. I didn't even know that was possible until today.
I knew it was possible, but I've never seen it, and it's quite a thing. Like I'm always worried about getting my bonk jumps down right, because I've had a few instances. Actually, it's the beginning of Mire, the bonk jump there. If you're lacking the hook shot, I failed that a couple of times, and I'm not quite sure why.
Yeah, it's not as free of a lineup as it seems like it should be. So it can be tricky sometimes. You gotta, yeah.
And to be fair, a lot of our runners definitely make things look easy, because I mean, a lot of these people have been doing this for quite some time, and they've got hours upon hours upon hours of practice in. As we saw earlier, Jet making those bomb jumps in Ice Palace look like nothing.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of what Tairr's best strategy for Vitreous here is. I think it's probably spins. You just don't have much health, so we might see, and no bombs either. Yeah, this is gonna be tough. Numberplay also doing the bowless pod. Seems like that's gotten most of our runners here. Not much value there.
All right, let's see how Tairr deals with a very angry Vitreous with just the Master Sword.
Oh, okay, Kana Burna. Forgot about that. And they've got half magic. Yeah, that's actually pretty good. It'll be a little bit laggy, but yeah, he's going to tank the first few hits. Tairr's game is in molasses right now with all those sprites going.
Definitely so. He's getting some slowdown, but he is taking those eyeballs to town. And we got Sailor Jade taking a lunchbox down. Going to grab their 300 rupees here in a little bit. Oh, Tairr taking a...
Oh, no. That stinks to get that far and take it.
Poor Tairr.
Yeah, and that's a pretty big deal when it comes to this kind of close race playoff going almost between Jet and Tairr.
And it looks like Tairr's going to opt to come back later, or perhaps they're about to check checkerboard? Nope.
Yeah, and it really comes down to him not picking up that sword in the library. I think that would have been a lot easier with the tempered sword.
I think we're going to see a bit of a different fight once Jet reaches that point. I think Jet's going to definitely have an easier time with it.
Yeah, with the tempered sword, it only takes 2 spins to take down each eyeball, so you can, with 4 good lineups, you can take them all down, even without the Cane of Burna, the amount of hearts he has.
Oh yeah, and Tairr making a play on our Landmola friends is going to get the green pendant and do a Sahasrahla check.
And that could pay off. You never know. Sahasrahla, he's hiding some interesting things in his pocket.
Yeah, the most recent note that I can recall is the swordless race we had a few days ago, where he was hiding the silvers.
Wow. So I'm trying to think what we haven't seen, and I'm thinking Swamp Palace is the big one. It's kind of hard to keep track of which overworld locations we haven't seen between all 4 runners, but I'm guessing Swamp will probably have some value in it.
Whether it be... Yeah, I was just gonna say I'm definitely thinking a Swamp Dip may be in our future. Also, apparently, Agana's thrift shop there holding the blue mail. That is going to come in handy.
Wow, that's funny. It's an item, a location you can check so early, and yet nobody's checked it.
I've seen that get so many people. Agana's Cave, definitely one of the most trolly of the locations that I've noticed.
So Jet using the Cane of Burna too, but it seems to be going pretty smoothly and not too laggy for him. Oh, great lineup in the corner there.
Jet showing Vitreous what for, beating him with the carrot stick. Jarp, I'd have to say, in terms of who has the most crystals and the most demanding lead, I would say Jet.
Yeah, Jet. Imagine Jet will probably go to Swamp Palace here. I don't know what else he has left.
Yeah, Swamp would be a good call. He's going to have to find that bow. Or Bombos, one or the other.
Yeah, probably in this situation you want to see Bo first, because that means that it's not in Turtle Rock. But it wouldn't be a big deal. They could all clear it if they did get that option and just be a little bit less convenient for the last stretch.
Jet is indeed going to make the play for Swamp Palace, because between all the streamers here today, we have seen Eastern Palace dips and Palace of Darkness dips. We know it's not in there. Now, it could be, as I believe Tairr may indeed find out, and to tell if Jet made a dire mistake here, is one of those 2 chests that was left behind in Ice Palace, the bow or bombos.
I believe one of the runners, maybe Numberplay, went through ice all the way and didn't get any value out of it, but I may be mistaken on that. So
I was going to say, did Ice make the full run through, or did they just gun for Cold Stare as well?
I can't remember, but we'll keep an eye on Tairr right here and see if we can get an answer to our question. Numberplay a little bit more equipped. He's ready to get his revenge on Skullwoods here. Good to see.
Jet with that beautiful hammer dash. I love it when I get to see a hammer dash just tear things apart.
Yeah, hammer dash probably my favorite glitch in the whole game. It's just really fun. That and shovel dash, but shovel dash has literally no use at all. It's just awesome.
Hey, when you gotta show off, you gotta show off. I mean, come on. Numberplay opting to pop his blue goo, trying to make sure he gets this Mothula fight down. There he goes.
Oh, and there's the bombos.
So
Jet's gonna skip left side here. We'll see.
As I definitely would as well.
Yeah, I think most people would, but you know, if he doesn't get any value out of this last stretch here, it'll be interesting to see if he goes back in or if he decides to just leave it.
Now here's where I would probably make a dire mistake. Upon seeing bombos, I would immediately just jump ship and head straight to Turtle Rock.
Yeah, depending on my mood, I don't know what I would do, but that left side skip is it can be really crucial. It makes or breaks runs sometimes, so I always understand when people decide to skip it, even if it has an item.
Yeah, the big thing I've just noticed, especially with V27 and the way it's been, progression items favor dungeons, and Swamp Palace is a 6-item dungeon, so there's definitely a lot of chances to find some nice things in there.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
Jarp, no, Bow and Ganon's Castle would not be possible, as they need to finish EP and Pod to get access to Ganon's Castle, and you need the bow to finish those dungeons. So the logic would not allow the bow to be in Ganon's Tower. Not in an open seat, anyway.
See where Jade taking an interesting route through Meyer here. I don't really understand why they got that key, but I guess it makes sense with their route.
I've always been told if you see the skeleton fish room, as that is referred to by many people, you're not having a good time in Meyer. Davecom pedestal has indeed been checked. It is just a piece of heart.
Yeah, so Jet's like, I'm not gonna risk it. Just gonna if Bo's there, I lose this race, so I might as well just go back in and take the slow trudge through that left side.
Well, as far as between our 4 runners here, Jet does have a lead, so can possibly afford to lose that little bit of time as far as these racers are concerned. Although, to be fair, and something that Tairr could have as an ace in the hole, Tairr still has not taken that green pendant to Sahasrara.
Yeah, bow could be there. We don't know yet. That's kind of our big last overworlds kind of item.
And to just think about it as a breadcrumb in that regard, having the bow be on Sahasrara just so that you could quickly go and clear out pod and EP from that point in time would be a nice little thing to have happen.
I'd see it more as like a silver lining to the fact that you had to get a green pendant just to get the bow.
I just like to have wishful thinking from time to time.
Oh yeah, but Tairr's got to go back into Mire and finish off Vitrius. Forgot about that, so that's going to cost him some time.
Still haven't picked up that tempered sword yet. That is going to come back and bite them.
Yeah, I'm not. He may never have checked it, or he just completely forgot. I'm not sure.
The big thing that's going to come back and bite Tairr is if Tairr doesn't find it throughout the entire run and ends up doing a Master Sword Ganon, whereas Jet and Sailor Jade, and quite possibly Numberplay, once they get to that point, are going to have a bit of an easier time with Ganon than having to constantly do spin swings.
Yeah, and so no bow in left side swamp, so a left side swamp skip, pretty valuable for the seed. See if any of the other runners opt for that. So I think it's just Turtle Rock or Shakalaka at this point.
That would be my best guess as well. And I think we're seeing Jet making a play on Turtle Rock.
Yeah, it's the best play for him, no doubt. Unless it's not.
Yeah. Well, I mean, regardless, it is a crystal dungeon. I mean, most people like to save that for their go mode, but I mean, if there's a chance it's got the bow, you want to go ahead and knock it out.
Yeah, and full clearing Turtle Rock between full clearing it and not fully clearing it, it's really not that much of a difference. I don't even think it's a minute difference, honestly, depending on where the key drops are. So this is just clearly the best play for Jet, no doubt.
Oh yeah, and Jerky, Jet has no business with Sahasrara right now. Jet has not cleared Desert Palace and therefore does not have the green pendant. It's Tairr that has that ace in the hole. We'll see if that actually helps him out or not. Oh, Agana for the blue mail. Yes, yes. Well, as we said earlier, Jet is definitely one of the seasoned players. If there is someone that I have faith can make it through Turtle Rock and Green Mail, it's going to be Jet.
Yeah, there's a couple scary rooms, but it's all very doable even with the green mail. But yeah, I don't think he has any safeties or anything. So other than magic powder, which is kind of like a delayed safety.
And I really don't want to be reminded of how much damage those chain chomps do in green mail.
I believe it's like 42.
I really hope you're joking.
It feels like 42.
Actually, I'm pretty sure green mail chain chomps is either 6 or 8 damage. And just 10 arrows there for the mushroom.
I have a late national anthem here, or Link to the Past national anthem, but we got one for you, chat. And the duck is out.
Numberplay freeing that duck.
No, Zonus TV, we are not in go mode. We still have Bo, the location of Bo, to be revealed to us. Very high chance it's in Turtle Rock somewhere, where Jet is currently. But there's a possibility that it's at Sahasrah's hut, locked by the green pendant. Yeah, we're in Bo mode.
Good old-fashioned Bo mode.
I'm predicting Bo will be on the very final chest in the laser bridge room. That's what I'm feeling right now.
That's going to be a fun one right there.
Sometimes I just check the last one first, just so you can't troll me. Never works. It just trolls me anyway.
Oh, I think we're about to get a green pin. Nope. Spoke too soon. I thought Tairr was going to give us a green pendant check.
He may still do that. He may mirror over once he gets to... Yeah, it looks like he's going to do that. Once he gets the correct location in the Dark World. This is the moment of truth. We'll see.
Heart container for the green pendant, which means laser bridge should be holding, or this big check. Nope. Laser bridge.
Or Trinex.
Or Trinex should be holding.
Yeah, because I believe Jet just did Mimic Cave, right?
Yes.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah. Okay. So all in all, pretty typical V27 suit, I would say.
Oh, yes.
Nothing too crazy, but not too easy either, especially with the no mail upgrades.
Yeah, if by standard 27 siege you mean hide a very important item at the rear end of Turtle Rock and force you to double dip it, yes. Well, actually, you don't have to double dip it on this time.
No double dip. Just you can't do Turtle Rock as your last dungeon, which is always kind of frustrating.
Yes, Bumper Cave is Quake, which, as far as we can tell, is not required this seed.
Right, let's see if Jet's got some laser skips. Oh, he's gonna do a safety bomb here. That's a great idea. He's low on hearts.
Oh, yeah. Although, with the early riot shield, we're going to see that
yeah, that's right.
become very useful real quick.
Oh, he's doing the laser skips. I like it. Laser skips are faster usually. So, well, actually, they might not be. Never mind. But they're cooler.
Yep, there it is.
Bow.
Jet
Not the last
is now in go mode.
So Jet making pretty good time here. You know, an hour and 24 go mode. It's not too bad for this kind of seed where it really made you go. It really gave you a lot of options and made you go a lot of different places. So it's pretty good stuff to him.
Oh, certainly. Jet making very quick work of Trinex. Oh!
Nice finish there.
That is definitely one of the cleaner Trinexes I've seen in a while.
Yeah, I always mess up that last spin. It's tough getting the 2 hits on him. So good stuff to Jet there.
Oh, Tairr pulling off the pod bomb jump like a boss.
Good old hammer jump. So yeah, now Jet's got to go do his pod Eastern combo.
Yep,
But should be pretty quick.
Show Helmasaur and the Armos Knights what for, and then we're off to Ganon's Tower.
And say we're Jade and opting to kind of use more vanilla strat to get through Ice Palace. You don't need to do the bomb jump. It's not completely necessary. You can complete the dungeon without it. Or
it definitely seems to make item grabbing a little bit easier.
oh yeah, and it speeds up the whole process, but you mean vanilla ice strats? Yes, precisely what I meant.
Get that ice baby as Cold Stare goes down for Jade here momentarily.
It'd be interesting if Jet opts for some unnecessary chests at all. You know, the only real thing he has that he could possibly want at this point is potentially Butter Sword.
Yeah,
other than that,
unless he's
maybe
not...
a mail upgrade, but
yeah.
I doubt he would need that.
Yeah, mail upgrade would be the only thing I would want to look for at this point if I were Jet. Otherwise, I'm sure, you know, Jet being seasoned as they are, understands they're currently in go mode, so.
Yeah, and Gold Sword really doesn't speed up enough for it to be worth looking for. It really only makes your Moldorm fight maybe faster, depending on how you fight Ganon, maybe that too, but...
And we got Numberplay kicking Vitreous to the curb.
Oh, and it looks like Mimic Cave did have the blue mail for Jet, so he's...
Oh.
He's...
So that means we've found all of our mail upgrades, so...
Or my mistake. I think it was something else.
Oh, sorry, Red Rang. So the red boomerang was what was in Mimic.
Gotcha.
My bad. So actually, I do believe Jet should still be in green mail. Actually, I know so because there's still just the basic Zero Suit Samus sprite instead of the Tairr sprite as we were discussing earlier.
So Jet having to go pretty deep to find this big key. It's a little... There it is, but... Let's see if he checks this chest. Yeah, he's gonna check it, just in case. Look for that Butter Sword.
Got Numberplay rooting through Desert Palace.
Looks like Tairr's finally making his way to Swamp Palace. Gonna kind of be on his final stretch here. See if he opts to skip that left side. That sort of gamble will pay off in this run, we know, but it is mentally it's tough to do because you know it's just the end of your race if the item you need is there.
Absolutely. Tairr's big hope at this point, along with Sailor Jade, who is also currently in Swamp, is as soon as you find that Bombos, go ahead and head on out.
Here's our first Helmosaur fight. Gets the laggy fireballs.
So much easier to dodge. And is opting to just swing away at Helmosaur instead of getting the one-hit KO from the Silvers.
Yeah, it's pretty darn close time-wise. You know, you have to menu to get that bow out, so sometimes it's just better to just swing your sword at them, and it's really probably a difference of frames.
Numberplay with a relatively clean land mola fight.
Yeah, nice little double kill with the swing there. Fortunately, that green pennant's not going to pay off for him, but it's not a bad play from him at all. Makes sense. So it looks like Tairr's going to the left side. I think I kind of missed whether he finished the dungeon or not.
We switched over to Jet's audio, and it's a little bit on the louder side.
There it goes.
We're feeling blue about that. Like, maybe they could have reversed. They don't. There's no real good green sprite for Samus.
I think we're also getting some of Jet's audio.
Getting a little bit of Jet's voice. Little did he know he was going to be commentating this match as well.
Officially.
Everybody, welcome our co-commentator, Jet.
Okay, let's correct. The well-known Zero Suit Samus is blue. That's what's from Zero Mission.
Okay. And we're back.
Thank you, Jet. Of that little blurb on Zero Suit Samus for us all. Armos Knight's pretty free with the silver arrows. Just they all just take one. Just get a nice lineup. Finish them off.
And chat, I do believe you all know what time this is now that Jet is going to be making their merry way up the mountain to Ganon's Tower. Shall we start the wagers? What number? 1 through 22. What about you, LT Gray? What do you think?
6.
You're going for 6? I'm going for 11. I always seem to go for 11. I don't know why, but I'm going for 11.
I'm predicting there'll be a key on the first room on the right side, and Jet will opt for right side, and he'll find it in the 6th chest. It looks like Sailor Jade also gonna do a left side play here. So nobody going for that left side gamble. That's something I would have gone for, and it probably would have punished me, but not in this particular race. But
in this particular race, you would have made off scot-free.
Yeah,
but
and sometimes it works like that, you know. Gotta gamble sometimes, but yeah, I understand why they wouldn't here. Is when you have one item left like this, it's just, it can be tough.
Yes, Sandras, no bot for the dailies. This is just for funsies. Zook Moten, thank you so much for your subscription to Speed Gaming. Enjoy the show. Thanks for joining us.
But if you do guess the correct chest, you'll get several kudos from me personally, and that's pretty valuable. So,
From what I hear, LT Grey kudos are redeemable at your local grocery stores as well. Not really. I'm lying.
oh, so far my prediction's holding.
Of course, Jet's
Got
not going to
first
gamble on the
two.
slow room. Was that the cape?
Yeah, it was the cape, unfortunately.
The cape was in your chest. So, did you guess 6, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you knew something was in chest 6, apparently. It just wasn't the key.
No personal kudos for myself, from myself. So I didn't see, looked like there was nothing on the torch, so it looks like Bob's
It's
gonna
just
live.
arrows. It's just arrows
For all you
on the
Bob
torch.
fans.
Yeah, I'm a Bob
I'm a fan of Bob. I like to see him flourish through that room.
And chest number 11 has small key, so my guess is out.
Tairr deciding to bomb the pedestal.
As would I at this point in time as well if I
But he
was
pulls
worrying
it
about
nonetheless.
that at this point. He's like, you know what? I've come this far. Let's do the thing. He gets his heart piece for his troubles.
All that worked, but at least he got a little love in the end.
He did it for the fans. Let's get real here. Chat loves to see their pedestal. It may not have been useful, but they got to see it pulled. All right. So this up here should be 13, 14,
13,
15,
right?
16. Yep.
13?
14. And here's 16. 16
Oh,
is the
butter
butter
sword.
sword. I can't believe it's not butter sword.
Yeah, no saturated fats in that sword.
Getting past that last teleport smoothly.
All right, everybody, say hi to Bob.
Hi, Bob.
Looks like Jet's gonna let Bob remain Bob too, instead of turning him into a fairy like I usually do.
I was gonna say my last run, I turned Bob into a fairy so he could join me on my adventures.
Yeah. So you just got to take Bob with you, you know.
19, I believe that
19.
was. Number 19. Congratulations. You get those kudos from LT Grade.
Telling you, man, some good value right there.
I'm pretty sure I did count it. Oh, so it was 20? Okay,
Oh,
so
yeah,
I
it is
was one
20
off.
because there's only 21, right? And then last was Tairr. So, or no, 22, and he got that second to last. Yeah.
Yep.
20.
Yeah, I forgot to count the torch, as I always do.
So yeah, Jet on his final stretch here, going through the, it's about to head through the gauntlet. Do we have any finishers yet, Zombie Punk?
Let me double check. Yes, does appear we got Mr. Barry Bonds at first place with 1 hour and 34 minutes and 2 seconds. And then with second place, TGH at 1:37:31. So third place is still up for grabs. Jet having a solid chance at that third place.
Yeah, it was some good times from those runners, so congrats to them. Yeah, Jet not too far behind.
$134 for Mr. Barry Bonds. For clarification, if I sound like I said 20, I do apologize.
Nice one cycle land, Mullis. Always feels good.
I love. I've only done a one cycle once with the silvers. It feels so good when you do it.
Yeah.
It also felt really good.
Every time I think I have it down, I fail it, and then I lose all my confidence in it again.
I also have recently gotten it down to a science on getting all the whiz robes in a single block, and then doing that trick right there where you get the 3 and then the last one the slash. I've finally started getting that here recently. That also feels really good to pull off.
Yeah, I love that trick. I can't believe it's in the game. You know, it's like this like thing where the cane fits perfectly. It's really cool.
Thank you, Bubble. Thank you very much. I just talk. There's nothing's really special here. I talk and I'm loud. I have not done radio before.
Trolldorm trying to troll Jet, and Jet's like, not today.
Not today. I've got an agonim to mess up royally. And by mess up, I mean vanquish in the most heroic of ways.
Yeah, Moldorm's too busy knocking me into the pit lately, so hopefully he won't troll anybody else. Ooh, this is a nice lineup here. Should get 3. Yeah. Good job.
There we go. A nice little triple there.
Oh, another nice lineup. Look at that. This could be a 2-cycle.
Oh, but that blue troll orb. Get him with the old 3-2-1 though. There we go.
3, 2, 1.
The rest of our runners are right now just barreling through Turtle Rock.
Yeah, so they may not know it for sure yet, but they're pretty much in their last swing here. So it's good.
Oh yeah, as soon as these 3 grab their bow, they'll be off to EP and Pod, finish that up, and they will be right behind.
All right, let's see if Jet can get this first cycle without. No, he's got Butter Sword. Never mind. Easy money.
Yeah. Easy. And in third place, we got Zero Rush with 144.43. Fourth place, we got Ben Teasy with 145.10.
Congrats to those runners.
And then just barely sniped by outsniped Christo Owens with 145.13 in fifth place. Sixth place, we got Evil Ash 25 at 1:45.33. So we are getting a lot of finishes right now. So Jet is right on par to be with some of the top contenders. So good job on that, Jet.
Yeah, it makes sense. This is Jet kind of took a pretty standard but clean route through this seed, and I feel like a lot of the other runners did the same, and then our winners probably took some interesting gambles here and there.
I just realized I need to slow down a little bit. I was actually getting ahead of the timers on the screen, so whoops. And Jet, there we go. Get your GGs out. Looks like Jet is going to have an official SRL time of 1:45.57 for 7th place. Give it up for Jet, everybody.
Woo! Crowd goes wild. Good stuff, Jet.
Yeah, and thank you for the correction. Numberplay does still need Ice Palace before they're on their last leg as well. I'm going to go check and see if Jet would like to come in and talk about the seed and how they felt about the whole process.
Is Tairr gonna do this? If he pulls this off, he's amazing. No, okay. Tairr having to opt for the hammer here because he never got his third sword upgrade, so it's definitely makes this boss a little bit trickier. Oh, and we've got a death from Sailor Jade. I didn't really see the circumstances behind it. Looks like it was. Oh, it's just at the laser bridge. Yeah, you know. Luckily, he opened that bottom room there, so really not a huge time loss. Just really the death animation that you have to deal with there. And it looks like they're gonna get their bow.
It looks like Jet is going to come on for an interview here in just a moment. So wait for him to get ready, and we'll pull him on in.
Excellent.
Jet, how we doing? Congratulations on your 7th place finish, man.
Hey, thanks. That, did chat like the placement of bow?
Oh, I think so. I know we certainly did.
So I actually went out of my way to check pedestal, just because at the time, pedestal really could have been bow. And I'm like, I should check this, spend a minute, check it, just in case, because I don't want to regret it being a pedestal seed, and I didn't realize it.
Right, yeah. And if you've got, still some dungeons left for pendant, it's valuable to know that, just so you can know, like, oh, I can just peace out right away or whatever. And like you said, it really only takes less than a minute to check that, so I think it was a good play to check it.
Oh, absolutely. We even had one of the featured racers here, Tairr, actually just go ahead and pull it. Did Tairr even read what was on there before pull, or was it a blind pull?
Oh my gosh, a blind pull.
I think he read it, and then he started bombing it, and then he pulled it.
Okay.
So, just typical Tairr stuff.
But yeah, actually, funny thing was, Jade probably took what I would consider to be an early lead. And then you and Tairr were pretty neck and neck, and then you definitely started to pull ahead there. You made a few correct plays in that regard.
Well, I mean, it sort of stinks going into Pendant Swamp when you're really not sure if something's there. And I did skip a few things. There was an item I missed in Ice Palace. I never did check what Sahashala had. So it's like, I knew I was skipping things, and I had some overworld to still check, but I opted to do dungeons first. And it's like, that gave me Bombos, which led me to Turtle Rock. I'm like, let's just keep doing dungeons for now, and then later on, I'll check the things I skipped. Luckily, it worked out.
But yeah, that was definitely the call to make because Sahasrahla had a heart container. The Ice Palace chest that you missed was a piece of heart.
Okay.
So
no
suits paid off.
The other, let me see, because you beat Ganon with the green tunic.
Yeah.
So you missed the blue mail in Agana. Agana's little bomb.
Okay, yeah, I never checked that location. I decided to it just never was a great way for me to route it when I had other things to do, I guess.
Right, and it's just so awkward, and it's funny because like none of the other runners really checked it until like at least an hour and 20 in, even though it's like one of the first places you could ever check. But yeah, most of you guys just went through it with green tunic.
Yeah, the only time that I feel is like just really opportune to check Agana is when you're over there checking checkerboard and you can just kind of go down a little bit, mirror, and check Agana real quick. And that's really the only good time to do it.
And I think, Jet, you probably had to play the stream with that cold stare fight. You put the chat on the edge of its seat, but you clutched it out like a champ, and I really like that.
So the word of advice is never hug Cold Stare. He doesn't give good hugs.
No, they're very cold and painful.
But you can stand at the very top of the screen, which is what I was doing, and the ice won't. Like, it still falls, and if you stand right below the shadow, you'll get hit. But if you move to the side, it won't split up. So that's what I was doing. I was staying at the top, just making sure to keep the puffs, like, away from me. And just hoping I didn't screw it up. So
yeah, and they still almost got you. There was that one part where they were both at the top, and you, like, threaded the needle through the two of them. It was cool.
That was totally intentional, of course.
Yeah, Cold Stare was the most clutch fight of the stream, and that Trinex was the most clean.
Well, there I was just like, gotta go fast. Like, I see people finishing up. I'm hoping to get I think by then TGH and Mr. Barry Bonds already finished. So I was waiting for the cascade of people. And honestly, I almost skipped doing the left-hand side of Swamp just because I'm like, maybe I'll just assume Bo is like hopefully a Turtle Rock, and I almost did it, and that cost me 2 minutes. So
yeah. And that would have been the play to make literally every other one of our restreamers here did the same. They did left-hand side of Swamp. Also, pretty much everyone here fell for the Tower of Hera trap. Nothing really of value in there.
You know, there was a way you could have. And maybe some of the other racers did this. You got flippers from Old Stumpy. Hammer was in Hype Cave. Like, I could have went into Swamp without Hookshot, but like I would have been able to do the first half. And given that it's a pendant dungeon, it could be worth doing. In this case, it actually would have paid off. Like, you would have gotten in, you would have gotten Bombos, and it would have been great because later on, when you went up to Turtle Rock, you could have went into Death Mountain. You could have went into Turtle Rock right away.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I guess that's true. I didn't think about that.
Yeah,
it is pretty slow getting those last two chests, so it'd be kind of like whether you left right after getting Bombos or if you finished out those last two chests. But
right.
Yeah, that probably would have paid off overall.
That definitely would have been clever routing. However, Mirror was on
Mothula. On Mothula.
Yeah, it was at Mothula.
I mean, you have to do that first and then head to Hype Cave.
But the thing is, if that is in your routing, if you did, Skull Woods, Thieves Town, and then did that southern route, you would have had everything right then and there, picking up that hammer in Hype Cave. It would have been, you're correct, real easy just to drop down, mirror, drain the water, and go straight in to see what you can find. Because, like I was saying earlier, 6 items in Swamp Palace. There's pretty good odds you're going to pick up something.
Yeah, it's a tough gamble to make, though. It's just because, it's really only 4 locations, and the last 2 of them is just so slow without hookshot. So, I understand why people wouldn't go for that. But maybe one of our winners went for that sort of play or something to get a big advantage. Who knows?
I mean, and that's just the thing, what you said. when you don't have hookshot, and you maybe don't realize it when going through, but I've checked swamp a couple times without hookshot, and it's like you drop down on the left, then you have to go all the way back.
Yeah, it's such a
down
pain.
and around to go to the right. It's
I almost never do it.
I think that was it would have turned out really well for this particular seed.
Yeah, in this case, it would have.
Yeah, there were just a few of those things that on the surface seemed really easy to just go ahead and do, which turned out to be pointless. Had a bunch of people checking, pod really early, and there was nothing in the early parts of pod that you could get. It was just more or less just a check. Tower of Hera being a completely pointless run. The green pendant being, a heart container. There's a few things that, I'm sure people like, Mr. Barry Bonds and TGH just probably didn't opt to do, and that gamble paid off.
Like Castle and Escape, worthless. Like you said, Desert, Hera, Pod. I didn't even see what else was in Pod, but I'm going to assume it was not worth.
Yeah, honestly, it was mostly Overworld that had progression items.
Yeah.
Heavy Seed. Aside from this last stretch where you had the Bombos medallion and the bow, but yeah, so good overworld routing paid off in this one, I guess.
Yeah, we got Tairr heading off to Ganon's Tower, so they are close behind. Also, just to give a shout out here, we have, let's see here in the finishers. I had it pulled up and now I've lost it. Here we go. Hippos with 8th place. We've got, where's our 9th? Our 9th is somewhere near. Cransoon with 9th. Gamer Cal with 10th. Bakar Balar with 11th. Zyrak with 12th. And it's coming in with a flood there. And as I said earlier, this was I believe a 67 person race. So we've got quite a few people that are going to be swinging through at this point.
Yeah, and if any of the chat is super curious about the results, you could always go over to Speedruns Live and just click on this race, and you can see the results as they come in.
Absolutely.
So I just noticed Tairr open that middle key door in Ganon's Tower, and I remember that hurt like later on.
Yeah, that's the Tairr door.
Oh no! Does he know it's called that? Because I know
I'm
that
sure he does at this point, but he probably just did it to troll us or something.
I know every time I would look at the door, I'd be like, "No, this is it. This is what I did," and he's gonna be okay now. There's plenty of small keys.
Yeah, it should work out fine here, but yeah, I would never use that door ever. Yeah, Tairr kind of got slowed down this race because he didn't. He never got his 3rd sword upgrade.
Oh.
Otherwise, he would have been pretty close to you, but he struggled with Vitreous because he only had Master Sword at the time, and he unfortunately took a death there.
So
Tairr was actually ahead of you at that point in time. You all were in Mire at the same time when he was ahead of you, and he died to Vitreous and put.
Oh no! I don't even remember where I got tempered though. It was.
I think what Tairr skipped is the library, but yeah, where was tempered? It was in East Death Mountain for you, I think.
Let me see. First sword was in Mini Moldurm, right?
There was a lot of things in East Death Mountain. Like, I'm just like, after getting through the that Mini Moldurm area, and I'm just like, okay, got to check all of these things now.
Now, what killed me is Blind's house having a ton of red items, and then Paradox having all the blue.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, we had the red cave and the blue cave this run. It was really funny.
Speaking of items in strange places, how did you feel about that hookshot placement?
I like that. And now we know for certain the randomizer will totally put it there. That is a valid location.
I know. I didn't know that. I learned that today. I learned today that that's in the logic. I thought that was a sequence break, and then I saw the hookshot. I'm like, oh.
Dawning Arc is letting us know the sword locations were Library, Paradox, Mini Moldurm, and Ganon's Tower.
Mm. I will have to say it was easier to check that location in Hookshot Cave this time because I was going to go get the book anyway, in case I needed. I mean, it only unlocked 2 locations at that point since you got Flute and Mirror, but you know, might as well check the chest on the way, and it was Hookshot.
Yeah, that was pretty funny. Chat was really liking that one.
Chat about tried to kill me though, because I was giving a little anecdote about how the past 2 runs I've done for my practices have had Hammer and Hype Cave, and I was telling this as y'all were heading towards Hype Cave, and needless to say, I jinxed the stream apparently.
In a good way. I like that you can just get it out of the way and not have to really search for Hammer.
Yeah, there's nothing worse than having a hammer somewhere really awful, like deep in Ice Palace or something.
I mean, that is the reason I actually put off doing Thieves until after getting Hammer, just in case we had to do the big chests. Not this time, but I've already had issues with that in the past.
Oh yeah, I'm sure that's plagued a lot of runners. So Tairr on his final ascent here, about to start his gauntlet. While Sayward Jade's still searching for that big kahuna.
Oh, there was one very interesting part during the stream. LT Grid, you want to let Jet know about his brief time as a commentator?
Oh yeah, what did you know, Jet? You were actually a co-commentator on this run. We
briefly
switched the audio to your stream, and you were talking about something.
I'm trying to figure out what Numberplay is doing now.
Numberplay is catching up with lost time. They took a lot of deaths to
Skull
to Mathia, and
okay.
Also took some deaths to Cold Stare, so now they're trying to play catch up at this point.
Yeah, I think Numberplay is in go mode at this point, and they're just this was just the final dungeon for them.
Overall, though, this has been a very nice little seed. I think this one was really, really fun.
Yeah, it's not wasn't super linear. You know, it had its options, and so you know what, I always like to see that kind of thing where it's like you have to weigh certain options, and then whichever one works out. You know, that's what makes for good seeds, in my opinion.
I mean, it was nice that we got some swords. It didn't really make us wait too long. We got boots at a decent time.
You got some shields really dang fast.
Oh my gosh. I think it was like less than 5 minutes. Mirror shield.
That's the fastest by far I've ever seen mirror shield.
Right there, that should have been an indication that laser bridge was totally required.
Yeah, maybe.
There was no small key on laser bridge. All the small keys were before, so it's like the only reason to go to Laser Bridge was because it happened that Bo was. I don't think that actually is what it means. We also had, because in order to do Laser Bridge, you need Mirror Shield, Blue Cane, or Cape. So as long as you have one of those, and we had 2.
But it might have been some foreshadowing from the seed. Who knows?
Yeah, I know. I wanted to go in Turtle Rock as soon as I was up there. I just didn't have bombos.
Yeah, I thought that would have been really interesting if, because I think you guys had Ether at the time, but unfortunately, it wasn't even an option. So.
Yeah, and I mean, and theoretically, we could have had a very early Turtle Rock because, of course, Kane was in Blind's hut in the Light World. Fire Rod was where again? I'm pretty sure it was early.
That was really early. That we got that like around when we got Shield. It wasn't it in Thieves. Or Thieves' Hut?
No, actually, no. I think I want to say actually the Fire Rod was also in Blind's Hut. I'm pretty sure
Blind's Hut.
Yeah. It was one of the red items. Remember? It was the cane, the red shield, the red Fire Rod, and then a heart container, all in Blind's Hut.
Yeah. So with that, and as we stated earlier, had you decided to go Swamp Palace right as soon as you got the hammer, then yeah, we could have had a really early Turtle Rock at that point.
It's like that. Basically, once I got
Tairr
up to
doing the swag strat. Sorry, I saw he dashed with the bug net to get the triple on Aghanim.
So once I got up to Death Mountain, I think the only thing I was missing after that was Bombos and Bow. I didn't know it at the time because I didn't go to Meyer yet, but I would have found out. So yeah, being able to go to Turtle Rock as soon as you were there, I think once you saw that Meyer was Ether, you would have been in go mode. Like right away.
Yeah, Tairr's definitely showing off a little bit there for Aga 2, which is perfectly fine. Both Tairr and Jet both have been showing off a great degree of skill on this run. Very entertaining to watch with the various bomb jumps. Tairr pulled off the hammer yump earlier.
Oh, nice.
And Tairr was like considering hovering the last gap in Turtle Rock. If he pulled that off, he would have been a legend.
Yeah, Tairr.
Did he start trying it?
He started trying it, yeah, and he fell like after a few squares and gave up on it.
Tairr did do the hover in Skull Woods though for the lantern, if I'm not mistaken. Thank you very much, the Indiana Joe, for your observations there. We do try. This is both mine and El Tigre's first time doing commentary, so we're doing what we can here.
Oh, Tairr almost getting knocked off there. Got a little bit lucky with how that bat hit him.
It looks like we're going for a multiple. Oh, but that missed arrow. That could have been a double.
Yeah, getting in turret box is so goofy. Sometimes the arrows just go straight through him, I swear.
Oh, no.
Tairr once again showing off as they get ready to finish on up.
And there we go, GG Tairr.
Tairr finishing in 26th place with an SRL time of 2 hours, 8 minutes, and 16 seconds.
Meanwhile, Sailor Jade, really close behind, bombing the validation chest for you, chat. That was a run not validated for Sailor Jade.
Yep, Sailor Jade showing that chest their dominance. Getting through that troll room fairly unscathed. And it looks like we got Tairr in the waiting room, so I'm actually going to go ahead and pull Tairr in here next as well. Get their thoughts on what they thought of the seed. Tairr!
Hello.
Welcome.
What
GG.
did you think? GG, my friend.
GG Tairr.
Always the bow.
The bow's always in Turtle Rock, don't you know?
Yeah, I forgot.
I think it's like 97% chance or so, you know.
Well,
So
at
Tairr,
least
I have a question for you.
Yes.
Did you forget about the sword upgrade in the library, or we never saw you visit that location, and it seemed to be, holding you back on some fights, such as Vitreous and stuff. We're just wondering if you forgot it, or if You never checked it?
I never went into the library
Ah, you never went there. Cool.
because knowledge is hurtful.
Well, you definitely put on a very entertaining show. What with the hovering in Skull Woods, the hammer jump, the swag net strats at the end. You definitely had chat going. We'll put it that way.
Didn't you forget something?
Oh, was that?
Didn't you forget something?
I must have. It's been a very, very interesting stream thus far. What did I forget?
I got to pull the pedestal.
Oh,
Yay.
Yeah, you were fortunate enough to pull the
You
pedestal.
were chat's hero for that one.
Yeah.
Also, real quick, Harbinger of Me, thank you very much for the subscription. Thank you for enjoying the stream. But, so yeah, overall, what did you think of the seed? Was it entertaining at the very least?
Oh yeah, it was. You got many things at the beginning, and then, yeah, search for the bow.
Yeah, the bowl being a bit of a trolley location, I personally really enjoyed seeing that hookshot location. That was fun. A bit of Mythbusters there for us.
Yeah, I just was prepared to hover the hookshot cave and then hookshot. There's the other.
I was really hoping, Tairr, that you would get the hover all the way across the Turtle Rock Gap at the last thing. I saw you tried it for a little bit. I thought that was really funny.
Yeah, better not.
Yes, definitely not faster, but it would have been the most legendary hover.
Sailor Jade coming in 33rd with an official SRL time of 2 hours, 12 minutes, and 16 seconds. GG to Sailor Jade.
Numberplay on the gauntlet, going to be finishing up pretty soon. So, ooh, nice arrow shot.
All in all, really clean run from everyone. Yeah, I mean, Numberplay had a few troubles in the beginning, but came back with a vengeance.
And kept on playing, good perseverance, and they're going to finish with not a bad time.
Tairr, is there anything that you wish you may have done just a little bit differently in this seed?
No.
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 Quick. Not regretting the library at all, huh? Not the knowledge is not overrated.
No. I only quicked the death to Mafula and Witches. That was painful.
I was rooting for you there, and that was a sad one to see happen because you were actually ahead of Jet at that point in time. Jet was still behind you clearing Mire, and that put you behind Jet a little bit. And then Jet made some other decisions that kind of just solidified their position. But overall, like, everything I've seen out of everyone here, y'all still better than me, so by a mile.
Okay.
I guess we'll see if Sailor Jade wants to come in and say hello.
Well, I'm going to get going myself. Thank you guys for commentating and chat. Hope you enjoyed the race and enjoy these dailies. I mean, it looks like about 1,000 people watching, so definitely getting some interest.
Yeah, this is a great idea. I like that we're having these daily races. GG Jet. It was fun to watch.
GG Tairr. Have a good one.
Thank you much, Jet. Have a wonderful time. Thank you so much.
See what Numberplay validates their run. I was going to try to dig the chest. Unfortunately, to no avail. That chest is pretty firmly in the ground. So, no validation. And no dug up chest, I guess. Mini Homosaurus giving a little trouble. That room, like, one little thing goes wrong and it can really snowball. Agana down. Just one more boss to finish out our 4 runners here.
Yeah, Numberplay definitely making quick work of Aghanim there.
I'm getting a little hookshot happy on that wall.
And for the last time, Ganon is giving us our nutritional information before getting sent back from the dark hole whence he came.
Pretty nice of him to, give us some advice while we're fighting him to the death.
Just noticed Hippo saying Tairr's interviews are a long series of OKs. Well, that's okay with me. Tairr can be as monosyllabic as they want to be.
Okay.
Just missing that sword swing there. There's the first arrow. You see a double here. Oh, just missed it. Oh. And there we go. Numberplay finishing off Ganon.
All right. And I believe we just had Sailor Jade join us. Is that correct?
Yep, that's me.
Sailor Jade, GG for the run there. How'd you feel about the seed?
I could have done a lot better, but the mirror really threw me off.
Yeah, you were a little bit late to picking that up. Also, just really quickly here, Numberplay has finished in 38th with an official SRL time of 2 hours, 18 minutes, and 37 seconds.
Yes, spam your GGs in chat for Numberplay. Well done.
But there were some aspects of this seed, Sailor, that were quite humorous. Location of the bow definitely being one.
And the bow actually didn't surprise me, because when I was on Death Mountain after finding Mirror and I was going into the Dark World, I was telling myself, all right, if I have the medallion for it, I'm just going to go in there because the bow's probably in there. And sure enough, it was.
Yeah, everybody was kind of feeling that way. We were talking to Jet earlier, and he was thinking as early as that sub 5 minute mirror shield, he was thinking there might be something on that laser bridge.
The quick riot shield was also definitely a fun one.
I wasn't used to having that.
Yeah, there's been so few runs where I've ever seen it myself, so yeah. Yeah, it looks like we also got Numberplay in the waiting room. I'll go ahead and bring it in. We'll have ourselves a big old party in here and have both Sailor and Number go over what they liked and disliked about the seed real quick. Numberplay.
Hello.
GG.
Thanks.
Yeah,
Did you
GG.
Numbers. That was a bit of a rough start for you.
Oh yeah.
Skull Woods, but you pulled through though.
Yeah, I really tried to do the early Motula. And I had the same problem in Ice Palace.
Yeah, this seed was a little bit unforgiving when it came to the male upgrades. You know, it just takes just off by a couple pixels and it can cost you a death. This game, you know, it's pretty tough. So, you know, good job persevering through it, and you did pretty well. Oh no.
Yeah, after getting the blue mail, everything was easy for me.
It was
blue mail.
Oh, absolutely. It was really difficult to like try to see you get through Mothula, and I was like sitting here rooting for you. He's like, come on, pull through. And I'm glad you backed out of that and tried to go elsewhere to further on a little bit. Did cost you a little bit of time, but still an admirable placing, admirable time, given the seed that we had.
Yeah, the lack of safeties and stuff early is why I didn't go into Mothula and why I backed out after the first part there. Is I'm just not comfortable enough with doing Mothula on that little stuff.
Yeah, it wasn't much. I would have been, if I were in that situation, I would have been pretty hesitant to do it myself. It's a tough fight when you don't have the stuff for it, and yeah, so.
So yeah, we got numbers. We got Sailor in here pretty much same time as you. So I'm going to ask you both here. What did you like the least about this seed?
The early boss fights. Motula having an item that you needed. What was it already? I completely forgot what Motula had.
He had
Mirage.
Mirage
had the mirror.
was what I
Mothula had
liked
the
the
mirror.
least.
Mothula had the mirror. Blind, I don't think Blind had anything, did he?
Blind and Cold Stare didn't. It was the worst for me. After that, everything was a breeze. Also, that bow location was troll.
Yeah, the boat turns up in Turtle Rock way too often. It's a rough one. So you gotta leave and go back and do those 2 dungeons and then come all the way back up the mountain. So
I'm just glad I went straight. I'm glad I went straight for Turtle Rock after getting the medallion for it.
yeah,
Did you leave Swamp Palace after getting it? I wonder.
No, I defeated Argus.
I believe all 4 of you did left side swamp.
No, never went left side.
Oh, you never did Numberplay? Oh, my mistake.
Never.
So Numberplay actually that's probably where you actually caught up a lot of your lost time. Everyone else did left side of swamp, so.
Oh, really? It's
Mhm.
interesting because all already finished when I got there. So I was
Yeah, that makes sense.
Also,
I was thinking that was the troll place and that paid off.
Yeah, and also if I'm looking at your tracker correctly here, Numberplay, it looks like you did not finish Tower of Hera.
No, I did not.
Yeah, so that's probably
First
somewhere
two
else where you made up a little bit of time there, because everyone else full cleared Tower.
Yeah, that's a nice little gamble there.
I just checked the first 2 chests and bailed out.
Yeah, I'm going to change my vote from Mothula having mirrors to worst parts, deciding to do Tower of Hera fully.
You were not alone in that decision. I mean, even Jet, who got time of 145, did it as well. I mean, to be fair, it's right there. Tower's easy. You had to pretty much pass it to get onto East Death Mountain. So,
And everything was over there.
oh yeah. So, what about your all's favorite parts of the seed?
Sausrala. three
Hookshot
items.
location.
Sahasrara, really?
Yeah,
Having
there
heart
there were
containment?
3 items there. The
Yeah, that was a pretty hype Sahasrara cave.
Oh, you're talking about his back room. Oh yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
the
that
back
was good.
room.
Yeah, Sahasrara's back room was loaded because that was good lord, his back room was shovel.
Yeah, boots, I
and-
think.
Yeah, shovel, boots, and I want to say, God, I'm blanking out here. Shovel,
Was
boots,
there a
and something. Yes, mitt. It was your mitts. That's what it was. Because there were 3 like super heavy locations. There was the back of Sahasrara, there was Blind's Hut in Light World, and then there was Paradox.
Yeah, but for me, having all 3 items in Sahasrara was really great.
Oh yeah.
Right, but I did enjoy the hookshot
I-
location just based on where it was, because I can actually do that little bonk trick.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, seeing the hookshot location there and breaking that whole myth of like, can the hookshot be there in the hookshot kit? Yes, apparently it can.
Well, I once got someone to confirm that it can be there, so I
Yeah,
just
I had a
checked
funny
to make sure.
commentary moment there because I actually didn't know that was in the logic. And so, like, as one of you guys were doing it, I'm like, oh, okay, they're going to do a sequence break here. And then the hookshot was in there. I'm like, oh, it's not a sequence break.
Yeah, I just remember it from the tournament because I'd see people do it and I was like, oh, so that's how you get to that.
Also, Misery Mire is not hookshot locked, so the
Indeed.
hookshot could be in Misery Mire as well.
Well, Numberplay and Sailor, GG to both y'all for the race. GG to Tairr as well. I know he's still lurking in here.
Thanks.
I was waiting for the one more okay.
Okay.
There it is.
GG to you both as well.
ALTTP, do you have any other questions for these fine racers?
I think we pretty much covered it all. Yeah, you just want to say GG to all you guys. That was really fun to watch.
Oh, hopefully we put on a good show, and I was actually nervous about being on here today.
Oh, you did a great job.
All right. And so I think we should go ahead and cut it here. Up next, though, stay tuned on Speed Gaming 1, this channel right here. In about 17 minutes or so, we're going to be doing a Triforce 30/40 Randomizer. So that's another thing. Y'all want to stick around and have fun with that. Once again, thank you to Numberplay, Jet, Tairr, Sailor Jade for racing for us, entertaining us thoroughly. I want to once again thank B-Links and Dawning Arc for tracking for us, and ALTTP for being my awesome co-commentator tonight.
Yeah, that was great, Zombie Punk. And yeah, thank you to the trackers. I know how tough that can be, so great job.
Awesome. Thank you all again. Thanks for watching, everyone, and we'll see you up for the next race.
Yep, see y'all later.